We are ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. This motto of Ritz-Carlton hotel chain truly exemplifies the importance customer service has in any business. But the question we are raising today is customer service really a key to customer satisfaction and business success? Always? Or can it be the other way around as well? Is there anything we are missing? Can there be an altogether different perspective into it, which may help us expand our horizon? Let us look at a few examples and see whether serving less and not more can cause more customer satisfaction. First example is of IKEA, the world's largest furniture retailer. If you visit a typical IKEA showroom, you will not get any service assistance from their staff. You only have to pick up the inchi tape, do all the measurements by yourself, do all mix and match and select the furniture, assemble it, do the packing and take the delivery of the same to your home, all by yourself. What a pathetic service, isn't it? By the way, this so-called pathetic service experience they are offering to their customers is actually their USP. And also one of the reasons why they have grown to become the world's largest furniture retailer. In fact, by promoting this do-it-yourself philosophy, DIY philosophy, IKEA has not only empowered the customers to imagine, experiment and create the experiences they want, but has also engaged the customer to the level of collaborative service, wherein the customer becomes an active and involved partner with the service provider, sharing ownership of the service and its outcome. Secondly, IKEA is known not for being a service-driven, but for being a value-driven organization. This collaborative service initiative is also an attempt towards creating more value for its customers. Since a part of the service is taken over by the customer himself, the company saves on the overall cost in the complete process of service delivery. The benefit of which, at least partly if not fully, gets transferred to the customer only. Obviously. So the customer is doubly happy. Not for being served more, but for being served less. Actually, today's customers see service providers more as partners rather than assistants or servants. Instead of being waited upon to be served, customers increasingly want to seize control of their experiences. And innovative companies are learning not only how and when to serve the customer, but also how and when to get out of their way, and how to help customers to help themselves. Another example of collaborative service is a high-end cosmetic retailer, Sephora. Sephora offers its customers the same access to its products as they provide to their own beauty experts or staff members. There is nothing like behind the counter, and there is nothing which is out of the reach for a customer. Customers can assemble their own beauty regimens, including mixing and matching of different brands. So again, by getting out of their way, Sephora empowers its customers to experiment and experience the product and service all on their own. So again, serving less to satisfy more. Let's take an example from banking industry. When ATMs were first introduced, some people questioned whether customers would play their assigned part. Critics even speculated that customers would resist this attempt by banks to burden them with extra work. And customers would insist on retaining that personal interaction with the teller. But now we all know the kind of revolution ATMs have brought in the banking industry. Customers are no longer constrained to visit the branch during business hours only. They have the freedom to withdraw the cash at anytime. And with the mushrooming of ATM networks from literally anywhere. So while banks are happy to have saved a lot of money as they do not have to serve the customer in their branch, the customers are also equally happy as they are no longer required to be served at branch. So you see, banks are literally serving less to satisfy their customers more. In fact, Citibank in Australia, when realized that its customers are hardly using cash services at their branches, they have now gone completely cashless since 2016 and no longer deal in any notes or coins at their branches. And this has resulted into huge savings for them, the benefit of which obviously gets passed on to the customers as well. A classic example of value creation. The online banking is also a similar example when customers are empowered to explore and experience the banking services right from the comfort of their home. And for banks, the savings are tremendous as they are not required to consume their branch bandwidth anymore in serving these customers. Again, serving less to satisfy more. So what is the underlying lesson? While we remain obsessed with the importance of customer service in our businesses, which is perfectly fine, but maybe somewhere we need to pause and think if whatever customer service we are providing to our customers is really benefiting them more than what it is costing us. Is it really creating a value for the customers? Or can we create more value by dropping a part of it? Can we provide more value to customers and satisfy them more by cutting down on some part of the customer service? Or for that matter, even by discontinuing some features in the product, which the customers do not value much. And let us not call it cost cutting, not even cost optimization. The right word is value optimization.